Okay, it's in the middle of the night again, and I have to do this before I can rest. I am just now drawn back to the beginning of this stage of doing. I did these, I called them healing meditations for the helper, or something in that order. In the period of time where people had to work from home or couldn't go to work, I really wanted to help the helper. So that was the initial step of my work here. I have deleted some of the videos, so hidden them, but it was a period of time where I made some meditations for the healer or the helper in the front line, those who really have big hearts and want to help. And I tapped into the also the trauma for the collective of helpers. I did a lot of, it was therapeutic work, and it was, of course, I am one of them, I am one of you, I am one of us. And I did this for a couple of weeks, and then the channeling started. So I don't know why, but just now, 10 minutes ago, I was brought back to one of these meditations. It's intuitive and it's guided from the inside, from the higher consciousness. And I just had to do it like this. So it's 3 years since I have been doing it like this, but I'll just give it a go. So follow along if you'd like. I think it is a therapeutic kind of work that we are doing here. It's not for everyone, but if you identify as one of those who want to help the helper, or if you are the helper that needs to be held, just for a moment in time, just to realize how well everything is, then join in and see if it is working for you. I will guide from the inside out. Oh, it is not her guiding, it is us. So she shall not take responsibility for anything else than using her time to letting us do this through her and through you who resonate with this. It is a therapeutic kind of work, and it is combining spirituality with the physical, and it is tuning into the what you call traumatic stuff, but it is, let us call it a journey of insight. It's a journey of insight to the functioning of why these roles that we have been talking about before, this drama triangle, the drama that is made up by this triangle of the victim and the aggressor and the one who wants to help. And we just dig in it from this side of the story of the helper, just to let you see why you do what you do unconsciously, because it is deep. It's threads that go so deep that you cannot always see it for yourself. But let us guide you in different kind of ways. Today, tonight, all over the world, wherever you are, tune into this in the etheric or in the physical. It doesn't matter if you're conscious about it or not, but consciousness helps. Okay, we greet you here, standing in front of this, should we call it a basement? Behind us is a grand, beautiful castle of wisdom and love and all there is. And underneath there is this basement just out at the side. To the left we are standing here looking at the castle. This beautiful etheric one of wisdom. But it is not the castle that is drawing our attention now. The calling goes to the basement, like a bunker, like a safe space just at the left side of the castle, underneath the ground. There is a pathway that you can go with us in there to see and recognize some of the things that is going on, what you do not see at daylight, in the daytime, but that surely do exist, at least for a period of time. Let us go in and dig deep. We are lowering our bodies, our frequencies, to enter into this dimension. And the first thing that hits is the sense. The senses, the physical senses. It's like a density just coming at us of smell, of not enough air, of stillness, but not the good stillness, not the stillness that is the well of life, but the stillness of no movement or too little movement. So we are just standing just inside the doorway, and it is dark. Behind us is the light from the day, from the castle, from the shining, from the living, breathing feature called life. And in front of us is there something else, dense. But it is calling. Something draws us in, and we take a step into this basement with you. And just when we take this step, it is like the floor underneath our feet lights up. We hear some sounds around us, like people, but we cannot see them. Just standing still, just inside this room, this basement. And there is life there, but it is very slow and very dense and very dark. But it is not evil. There is no such thing. This is something else. There is a drawing, a calling from the darkness, from where we cannot see. And we take another step in, and where our foot lands with yours, each of you following down this basement, and you are many, with every step you take, wings on your shoulder, there is a little more light. And just pause whenever you need to pause and just sense this basement. Knowing that up is a castle. There is a great mystery in how these two things are connected, but it will be shown. And there is a hand reaching out for our ankle. We feel the touch of another human. And it cries out for help. It is lying down at the floor. We can only see the hand that grabs our ankle. And we can feel the desperate touch of a person who just needs somebody to shine a light. There is big sorrow, deep sorrow, but also confusion in this hand and in this arm, but we still cannot see the body. We cannot see the face. But now the face comes out of the darkness, and it is filled with tears pouring down the face. Someplace inside this being, there is a harshness. Outside, what we see is crying out loud, sadness and tears, confusion. But there is also a willpower that is right now confusing because it is wanting to live, wanting to survive, and therefore more harsh. That's necessary. It shouldn't be necessary to be so harsh. Help me, it's saying. Help me, please. Please. I must survive. You must help me. And we just stand still with this, because that is not the loving cry for help. The love is deep down underneath this will to survive that also is not considerate of the helper. The one who wants to be helped doesn't see the helper. And that is necessary for these two to look into each other's eyes. So we kneel down. We let them grab our body. It doesn't matter, because our consciousness is in our center and it is non-touchable. They can touch the physical experience, but they cannot touch our essence, the essence of God. So we sit down, and this one who cries out harshly for help, who feels so lost and so abandoned and so none-loved, that there is this sharp edge inside of them that cannot feel the love. We need to look that into the eyes. And with our eyes, seeing through them, seeing what can we penetrate, how deep can we go with this one. And without touching them, but still letting them touch us, we just sit there, observing, in full presence of what is. Inside of our beingness, a little humming from above, like a lullaby, but not comforting. It's not for them, it's for us. And just on the inside, but it is felt on the outside, this lullaby. And now stillness. We just sit here, knowing that the other one feels so lost that he or she thinks that we can help. And we can, but in another way that he or she wants. Because this one is craving and not loving, not trusting, not being, but so caught up in fear of dying, caught up in fear of losing hope. But we sit here in this basement, knowing it is in contact with the beautiful castle of wisdom and love just above. And our connection to that castle and to the earth that we sit upon, because we know what earth can bring. All the frequencies, all the experiences, all the sadness, all the deepness of emotions. That is life. It is not dangerous. It's just expressions. So we are not afraid of this one who craves our help. But we cannot help in the ordinary sense. We cannot give him or her anything that releases. Anything other than what we are. We are, here and now, expression of light, of love, of life, wisdom, and information without words, sitting with him, her, shining in our essence. And looking around in this basement, there is a little more light. We can now see this one, the craving one. And she knows that we see. And she suddenly sees him herself and sits up in awe, still not settled, but something just opened inside him and her. A sparkle of light coming from nowhere other than from him and her from within. What triggered it? What lighted it up? Nothing else than the resonance with us, with you. And suddenly this one looks up and for the first time looks directly into our eyes. Directly. With a great mystery in her eyes. In awe and in wonder. What is this? This feeling from inside. I am not harsh. I am not sharp inside anymore. This one thinks, feels, senses. And we now know that something has deeply changed, because the way we connect through the eyes, it is now also felt in the heart as a living, vital movement through him, her, shared with us, resonating in with our field of consciousness. And this one still doesn't know what to do next. And there is no next. There is a deep realization of surrendering into this, whatever it is, life. And suddenly she stands up, recognizing deeply, thanking without words, but thanking us, all of us who's helping here, wings on our shoulders, feet on the ground, connected to the beautiful castle as well as to the basement. This one who before was so lost is now so found. Still a bit shaky because how is it possible? And what is life now? But she stands up, recognizes, and thanks us. No, it's not a thank. Well, it is, but it is an equality. It is a deep realization that we are in this together. Him, her, us, you, me. And suddenly, she loses the I connection, but is so connected to him herself that she doesn't need help, doesn't need us, because we are connected. And she passes us, all of us, goes to the doorway, turns around and says goodbye. Thank you for now. See you around. Turns around again, back to the basement, front to the light. Breathes deeply one time and then steps out into the sun. A new life has awakened. A new life is born, reborn. And we know that the basement here now is a bit more light, a bit less dense, and with a bit more joy. Or should we say, the resonance in the room has changed, and there is now, all over, so much joy, even though we cannot see it all, there is joy. The one who before were craving help realized she didn't. She just needed to be seen and to be shared. And from there on, could walk her own path from another angle, in another consciousness, still being the same, but connected. Connected inside, outside, with him herself, with us, with everything, with life, realizing it is all life. And now the basement just lights up easily, and it is so evident that in every corner and with everywhere in this basement there are these souls that are caught up in circles about how lost they think they are, but with consciousness coming to them, not doing anything, just presenting. It's possible for them. They will be able to see something else. You can call it wake up, see the light, raise the consciousness, whatever you call it. But the light is now lit up. And we have done nothing else than show up, be there, not being afraid, but looking deeply into connection with life itself, because we know that we are life, and that is all there is. So this basement also is just an illusion, And now the picture of the basement shows itself as an illusion. It crumbles and falls, and so does the castle up above. Everything crumbles. It is not there anymore. And all of us, one of us, all is one, just vibrating in the middle of everything. Thank you for going on this journey with us, this journey of discoverance. It's a beautiful, full path, discovering so many beautiful things. Fun, isn't it? We will now leave you for now, but we will always be around because we are all that is with you all the time, even in times when you are the one who thinks you are lost. Just see yourself, be yourself through our eyes, through the eyes of God, through your own eyes, through the only eye that is. Free to enjoy, with or without the drama. Enjoy. Oh, that was a good one. Thank you for now.